We're going to watch this Aurora AFX Porsche 917 go around our hairpin turn. I've recently massaged to getting to work properly, which I'm going to go over in this video on how to get yours if your track or your hairpin turn is not working well, your cars are getting hung up in it. The reason could be that the pickups on the cars are getting stuck between the rails. And mine were on 2 points. It goes around nicely now. So problems with this hairpin turn can be that the pickup shoes on the cars can get stuck inside of the rails. And what I've learned is I can take a flathead screwdriver and push into the rail and make it spread slightly at multiple points along the track until the area that the car's falling in, the rails are falling in, is fixed. And then the car just runs right over that extra width instead of falling into it. I was able to do that on this side as well. Let me go ahead and get a different perspective on it. Yeah, that's what I'm doing. And I'm simply making the track slightly wider, and that's enough to allow the pickup shoe to ride on top instead of getting stuck in between the two rails and being pinched. And I was having a big problem with that here. It would get stuck in between and then stop the car by the time it got there. So this has fixed that problem. Yep. Let's get a shot of this track here. It's hard to get a shot of this track because I don't have any room back here. I got stuff in the way. There we go. I want to discuss some other tips that I learned about the AFX hairpin turns. Sometimes the transition from the straight connection to the hairpin turn can be very uneven, and the car will hit this uneven bump here and knock it off the track, making it fail to complete the turn. So you can see that I filed down a good bit of that track, and now the transition is very smooth and the car no longer bumps off the track when I hit that transition. Another thing is this divider here, I filed it back about an inch or so and then rounded it down to where it meets the track, because the rear tires on the outer lane would sometimes hit this divider. So pulling it back a bit and then rounding it off kind of like it was from the factory solved that issue. Now you can see about how far I took it back by comparing the other side of the track here. So I guess about an inch or so. And then a lot of these tracks are stored in a hot space such as an attic. I think that's where this one had been stored because it was fairly warped. And especially in this area on the inner loop on this, on the descending side, this was all the way down to table. And what I did was I got a hair dryer and I heated the track up. I think it was on medium for about 2 minutes. Actually, about a minute and a half. Got fairly warm. And then I took a little block and I put it under the track like that. Got it. So it was right under the rails. And then I kind of pushed down a little bit to get the thing straightened back up, lifted up a bit, and you can see where I did that on this track. And it took some doing too. I spent like 5 sessions getting this thing straightened out. Finally got it up to where the car has full electrical contact and throughout most of the track. None of these have full electrical contact everywhere, but enough to get me off the track smoothly. So in addition to the screwdriver tip I discussed earlier, and I did use a very small screwdriver to do this, by the way, to make the indentations in the rails. A small handheld screwdriver. Here's a picture of the screwdriver I used and a better picture of that block that I used to help straighten the warped area out after heating it. So anyway, folks, now that I've done all these things, made the transition smooth and slightly widened each of the rails, or the upper track rail. It's the only one that was giving me a hard time on both sides here. Now the hairpin runs very smoothly. It's definitely worth it. I love it. I don't want to take it out of the set for sure. It's very, very cool to use. All right, I'm going to demonstrate going around the inner loop of that hairpin here. That was very slow going around. It usually likes a little more than that, but I'm filming at the same time and driving the car, so I have to pay more attention here. It ran nice and smoothly. Let's do it one more time. Yeah. Nice. Okay.